So now, dear students, we now move on to the occurrence of metals. How metals occur in nature. Okay. So most metals being reactive do not occur in nature in the free state or the pure or what you call the native state. So they are not found in the pure form, no. So why? Because they are all the metals are most of the metals are reactive, okay, except a few ones. But they are because they don't occur in the free state, they will be found in the combined state. Combined matlab C for combined matlab C for compound in the form of compounds like salts such as oxides. Let's say iron is not found in found in the free state, but let's say iron is found in the soil in the form of iron oxide, carbonate. So let's say you have something like magnesium. So magnesium is not found as a pure magnesium in the ground. Okay, it's found in the form of magnesium carbonate or sulfide, like say zinc sulfide. And you have nitrate. Let's say potassium nitrate. No, so let's say and all the zinc and no magnesium and iron and all, they are not found in the free state. They are not there in the ground that you just dig it and the God has nicely packed it and kept, and you just open it and use it. No, it is along with that there are a lot of impurities. No, impurity means there are other elements also, and also there are impurities. Okay, so they are not found in the free state. Okay, free or native state, or what you call the pure state. Sorry, excuse me. However, the most unreactive metals, which are not affected by air, water, and other natural factors, atmospheric factors like silver, gold, and platinum, they do occur in the free state. So these three metals, because they are the least reactive, we saw no in the we learned the reactivity series of metals. These are the least reactive metals, so they will be found in the free state. So they will not be found in the form of compound because they don't react. If they don't react, they will not react with other. So if they don't react, they will with other elements. They will not form compounds, and if they don't form compounds, you will not find them in the combined state. Simple as that. Now, the compounds of metals that occur in nature along with the impurities are called as minerals. Okay, so these compounds, when they are found in the combined state in the form of compound, the compounds of metals that occur in nature, which occur naturally along with the impurities, kachra, okay, are called as minerals. No, there will be a lot of kachra with that. No? Whenever you dig something from the ground, some ore from some these minerals on the ground, you'll find along with them there will be soil and sand and all these things. No, kachra. It will not be there. As I told you, it will not be nicely packed and kept. Okay, not some dabba में कुछ डाल के रखा है. The minerals from which, now very important, we come to a very important thing, the minerals from which the metal can be extracted economically and conveniently, very important, economically and conveniently are called ores. So very important thing. See the words which I use, economically and conveniently. Now in your book, there's only one word given, that is economically. Okay, so I'll tell you why conveniently also is important. No? Only economically, no, but even convenient. Let's say there are three ores A, B, and C. Let's say I'm extracting iron. Okay, iron lokhand. Okay, so let's say there is one ore A. There is one ore called A. Let's say iron oxide. So let's say iron oxide, when I remove the iron, when I use iron oxide, let's say I take 100 grams of iron oxide or 100 kilos of iron oxide, I get 60 kilos of iron from it. So let's say 40% is all other elements or kachra, vachra, whatever. Okay, and I get only 60 kilos iron. And let's say I have got one more, what do you call this thing, what do you call ore, let's say iron carbonate. So iron carbonate, let's say when I use 100 kilos iron carbonate, let's say I get only 50 kilograms of, let's say I get 50 kilograms of iron. And I have got one more, let's say like what do you call, say you have got, let's say iron sulfide. So let's say when I use iron sulfide, I get 30 kilos of iron. So the first store is giving me 60 kilos of iron out of 100 kilos of ore. From 100 kilos of ore or mineral, I'm getting 60 kilos of iron. Second ore is giving me 50 kilos of iron. The third ore is giving me 30 kilos of iron. So from which ores are more economical to me? the one which is giving me, of course, the one which is giving me 60 and 50 kilos. So 60 of course is very good because I'm getting 60 kilos of iron every time. I saw from 100 kilos of ore, I'm getting 60 kilos iron. And the second B, the ore B, which is which I said was, let's say, iron carbonate, I'm getting 50 kilos. And ore C, which I said is iron sulfide, is giving me 30 kilos. So I'll say A and B are my economically profitable ores. Profitable, they are quite profitable because they give me 60 and 50 kilos. But I will, let's say ore, this ore A, okay, iron oxide. It's let's say, to extract iron from ore A, 100 kilos iron में से 60 kilos निकालने के लिए, let's say it takes 12 hours. How many hours? 12 hours. I'm just taking an example, okay? 12 hours. And let's say I've got one more, what do you call, this thing, or which is that second or B, which is let's say, which is taking for me, say, 6 hours. How many hours? 6 hours for extraction. So ore A is giving me 60 kilos of iron from out of every 100 grams, 100 kilograms of ore, and ore B is giving me 50 kilograms of iron for every 100 kilograms of ore, 50 kilograms of iron. So one is giving me 60 kilos, one is 50 kilos. Ore A is giving me 60 kilos, ore B is giving me 50 kilos. But ore A is taking 12 hours, and ore B is taking how many hours? 6 hours. How many hours? 6 hours. So which ore you will choose? Suppose you are having an iron factory. Let's say you're Tata, you're like, no, Tata, Jamshedji Tata. You are the grandson of Jamshedji Tata, and you have got an iron factory. So which ore will you use? Will you use ore A or ore B? Think. Ore A giving you 60 kilos of iron, and ore B is giving you 50 kilos of iron. You are able to extract 50 kilos iron, but ore A is taking you 12 hours and ore B is taking you 6 hours to extract. If you ask me, if you have said ore A, I'll say it's a wrong answer. It will be ore B. Why ore B? Because ore B, you're getting 50 kilos fine, you're getting 10 kilos less, but you are getting within 6 hours. Within 6 hours. But ore A is you have to spend 12 hours. So 12 hours में you're getting 60 kilogram fine. But here in ore B, and I'm able to extract that iron in 6 hours. In how many hours? 6 hours. So very good, no? So that means I can two times I can extract 100 kilos, means 50, and in 12 hours. So for every 6 hours, if I'm getting 50 kilos, so in another 6 hours I'll get another 50 kilos. So I'll be able to extract 100 kilograms of iron. And here, though I'm getting 60 kilograms of iron, I have to spend 12 hours. So which is more convenient for me? Convenient is B. Though it is not. So if you have to look from the economical point of view also, in what? On the convenience point of view also. How convenient, how easy it is. Or A was giving me 60 kilograms of iron, but I had to spend 12 hours. But or B, 50 kilograms of iron, but only 6 hours. So if I'm so 6 plus 6, 12 hours. In 12 hours I'll be able to extract 100 kilograms, much more than what ore was giving. Ore is giving me 100 kilograms in 12 hours. From 100 kilograms I was getting only 60 kilograms. But here in 12 hours I'm able to do my extraction two times, and every extraction I'm getting 50 kilos. I'm getting 100 kilos. So I'm getting 40 kilograms more than the ore. Of course I'm using more ore, but you have to see the profit also, how fast the process is going. So you have to look at the convenience and the how economic it is and how convenient it is. Okay, so very important, the minerals from which the metal can be extracted economically and conveniently are called ores. Okay, economically and conveniently, dono. Okay, it should be economical, that means it should be profitable also, and convenient also. How much time it is taking and all that is very important. Okay, so we come to the golden statement. Hence it is said, all ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. all ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. It's like, okay, it's like saying all men are human beings, but all human beings are not men, because some are women also. All men are human beings, but all human beings are not men. All men can be human beings because men are human beings. But can all human beings be men? No, there are women also. There are women also. Why? The same way, all ores are minerals. All ores are minerals because all ores are basically minerals. But all minerals are not ores. Why? Because not all minerals I am able to profitably and conveniently extract the metals. Only some minerals I am able to extract profitably and conveniently. Example, I give you that ABC ore, no, or A or B and or C, which was profitable and convenient both. That was ore B, and ore A and ore C. They were like my minerals. They are minerals. They are minerals, but they are not ore. Sorry, I misused that word ore when I was talking about there. It is, I didn't want to say the word ore. Actually, I meant to say was mineral. Okay. So okay, you had mineral A, mineral B, and mineral C. No, mineral A was iron oxide, mineral B was iron carbonate, and mineral C was iron sulfide. Okay, so only my mineral B was a ore, whereas mineral A and mineral C, they were just minerals. So all minerals are not ores, but all ores are minerals. All ores are minerals. Okay, like last year we learned, now all alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. Why? Because not all bases dissolve in water. So only bases which dissolve in water are called alkalis. So all alkalis are bases because all alkalis, they are bases only. What bases they are? Alkalis are those bases which dissolve in water. But are all bases alkalis? No, not all bases dissolve in water. Only few bases dissolve in water, which we call alkalis. Okay, it's like saying that. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. What is ore and what is mineral? Okay, ore is a mineral from which you can easily extract, profitably and easily or conveniently extract a metal. So, dear students, we now move on with the occurrence of metals. We continue the occurrence of metals and how metals occur in nature. Now, metals or these minerals or ores, they do not occur in nature, or these metals don't occur in nature in the isolated form. No, in separated in some boxes or dabbas that you just go and dig the ground and open the dabba and remove the metals. No, these metals or these minerals or ores are also along with these minerals or ores, there are a lot of impurities also which are present, and these impurities or kachara which is present, such as soil, sand, rocky material, etc., which is present in the ores, are called gangue or matrix. Okay, now metals can be extracted from their ores using various methods of separation. In other words, there are different methods of separation for different metals. Okay, so every metal is unique. They have their own way or a method of separating them. Now, the process used for extraction of metals in their pure form from their ores is called metallurgy. So, this whole process in which you can which is used for extracting metals from the ores in their pure form, okay, is called as metallurgy. There are three steps involved in the process of metallurgy. Okay, there are three basic steps involved, three main steps. So, what are they? First is the concentration of the ore. So, what is the concentration of the ore? It it is a in this step we remove all the impurities which are there along with the ore from the ore. Okay, we remove all the impurities, all the sand, the soil, the rocky material, and everything, and make the ore concentrated. Second one is isolation of the metal from the concentrated ore. Then we remove all the non-metallic elements which are present along with the in that mineral, in that compound, whatever other non-metallic elements are present, we remove them. For example, let's say if I am extracting iron, okay, and let's say the ore is iron oxide. So what do? I have to remove that oxygen from the iron oxide. Only when I remove the oxygen from the iron oxide, I will get my iron. Okay, So the second step, we remove all the non-metallic elements which are present along with the metals in that particular mineral or compound, whatever. And the last one is, after we isolate the metal or remove the metal, extract the metal, then we purify it further. Now that metal which we get from the concentrated ore is not very pure. Maybe it's, let's say it is 99% pure. Then we have to make it more pure. So we send it for purification or for refining. We purify or refine it, and that is called, we call this process as purification or refining. In this method, the the metal becomes, which was 99% pure, around 99% pure, will now become, I can't say 100%, there is nothing in this world which is 100%. You can say it becomes 99.99% pure, 99.99% pure. Okay, so that's how the metallurgy works. So now we'll go to the first step. We'll see how the ores are concentrated. What are the various methods of concentrating the ores? So I will show you some videos, because what happens, if I tell you verbal, you will not understand. So if you see the video, you will be able to understand better. So let's see the videos.